Hello and welcome to Football Daily, where today we're looking at the 10 biggest reasons that people hate Barcelona. Number 10. Referee abuse. Like them or not, referees have one of the hardest jobs in football. Any slight error of judgment and their names are met with fury the following day, and their jobs aren't made any easier when a team of man-babies surround them after every time they blow the whistle. Barcelona were pioneers of tiki-taka, and they were also revolutionary in trying to swing decisions their way through constant harassment of the referee. Whether it be for a little tug of the shirt or the ball being half a centimetre out of play, you can guarantee that the usual suspects, Busquets, Jordi Alba and Suarez, will be in the ref's face within a matter of seconds. After the Blaugrana's controversial win over Chelsea back in 2009, the Blues must have taken some tips from their Catalan rivals, as they've been guilty of trying to influence the ref consistently ever since. In fact, in 2015, Chelsea were judged to be the team with the least respect shown to the referee. If you can't beat them, join them. 9. The board. Probably more hilarious to most than frustrating, the suits in Barca's hierarchy have been utterly incompetent ever since Bartomeu became the club president. From criticism by former players to uncertain futures for their current stars, the club is going through one of its most disastrous phases at board level. As it stands, Lionel Messi is able to talk to clubs in January over a potential free transfer in the summer. Bartomeu, who's constantly closing his ears and opening his mouth, believes this isn't the case and is still claiming that the Argentine is playing under his new contract. Dani Alves and Neymar have also been critical of Bartomeu and co since leaving the club, with the former stating, "Those who run Barcelona today have no idea how to treat their players," whilst Neymar believes Barcelona deserve better. Ouch. 8. Jordi Alba. Selecting a single player was tough. It was between Sergio Busquets and Ratata himself, Jordi Alba. We've chosen the latter as Busquets has cemented his place as one of the best defensive midfielders ever, while Alba still trots around putting in average to decent performances and pisses off everyone who's watching him. The Blaugrana have built a reputation of trying to con refs, and while they can obliterate any team on their day, they often seem to prefer housing their way through 90 minutes in the big games, something which Jordi Alba specialises in. Some notable examples include getting slightly clipped by Olivier Giroud, then going down like he'd just been shot, falling over his own feet against Celtic and claiming a penalty, which he got, and generally giving it large when he could pretty much get his head caved in by any other player on the pitch. It's safe to say the original adoration he received when he burst onto the international scene in Euro 2012 has faded, and the great goal he scored in the final is now clouded by the image of him being a whiny little bitch. He's not fit to lace Eric Abidal's boots. 7. Spoilt fans. After years of constant silverware, it's only natural that fans become more demanding of a football club. But there's a thin line between being ambitious and being spoiled, and many Barca fans seem to err on the wrong side. Just type in the words "Ronaldo didn't deserve" on Twitter and you'll be met with a plethora of tweets from people with Messi or Suarez avatars saying the Portuguese didn't deserve the best award, and the same will happen when he wins the Ballon d'Or in January. It's not just fans outside of Barca that believe the Camp Nou faithful are too used to perfection, with Luis Enrique even claiming that their fans are spoilt while he was managing the club in 2016, just before he won the double. He was out of a job a year later. 6. Catalan Papers. Both Clásico clubs have their own papers which act as their mouthpieces. Madrid have AS and Marca, Barcelona have Sport and Mundo Deportivo, both of which spew club propaganda by the metric ton to some hilarious results. Sport in particular have had some absolute howlers regarding transfers, claiming Gabriel Jesus was torn between the two historic rivals, saying Mahrez was set for a dream move to the Camp Nou, and that Marco Verratti said yes to joining the Blaugrana. None of those happened, and they ended up with Paulinho. The gamble on the Spurs flop, however, has seemed to have paid off, as the Brazilian's been involved in 3 goals in 8 league games at the time of writing. But one of Sport's other headlines was that Ronald Koeman dreamed of managing Barcelona. For the Culés' sake, we hope that Sport got that one wrong as usual. 5. We are all Leo Messi. Now, every club has their fair share of tax evaders. Here's looking at you, Real Madrid. But the difference between the Catalans and their fierce rivals is that the club actually defended their star man during his time in court. Lionel Messi may well be the greatest player of all time, but he and his father clearly aren't the best at cheating their way around taxes. They were both victims of the Panama Papers leak, which highlighted their roles in avoiding around €4 million worth of tax using an offshore company. Both men received 21-month suspended prison sentences, but that didn't stop Barcelona embarrassing themselves, starting a Twitter campaign with the hashtag #WeAreAllLeoMessi. Predictably, defending a convicted tax fraudster didn't go down too well and set the tone for the new season, where they won only a paltry Copa del Rey. 4. Diving and cheating. It's time for that picture of Busquets playing peekaboo to resurface again, as Barca players flopping around like a salmon going upstream has been one of the main reasons that they're hated across the globe. To be fair to the Catalans though, they're not the only teams guilty of theatrics, with even supposedly fair-minded Englishmen like Dele Alli, Wayne Rooney and Jamie Vardy all taking a tumble time and time again. But no team is as infamous for their simulation as Barcelona. One of the most prominent dives in recent years was Suarez's attempt to win a penalty during Barca's heroic comeback against PSG, falling over thin air and holding his neck like he just got chokeslammed. Fortunately for Barca, karma doesn't exist, and Neymar slotted away the resulting penalty, giving the club the greatest comeback in Champions League history. Pity it was all 3. Transfers. Nothing demonstrates Barcelona's holier-than-thou attitude better than the way they conduct their transfers, with the Catalans' arrogance in full force, believing they have a divine right to any player they want, but sometimes it doesn't quite work out. Their chaser Felipe Coutinho in the summer of 2017 proved fruitless, as they had a €120 million bid turned down by Liverpool in seconds. This was after they moved for Marco Verratti earlier in the window, and after PSG went all in for Neymar as revenge for that pursuit of the Italian. But occasionally their underhand tricks do succeed, with Cesc Fabregas rejoining his childhood club after years of Xavi, Iniesta and Piqué claiming he had Barca DNA. And if that wasn't enough to turn the former Arsenal captain's head, Puyol and Pepe Reina, both La Masia graduates, forced a Barca shirt on him at their World Cup celebrations. We can't be the only ones who enjoy seeing Neymar leave and Barca get a taste of their own medicine. 2. Shirt sponsorships. Before 2006, Barcelona were one of the few teams in football without a shirt sponsor, and when that changed, it was initially for a great cause. UNICEF were the first to take up the place on the front of that famous burgundy and blue kit, and the Blaugrana even donated €1.5 million to the charity through the Barcelona Foundation, their charitable wing. As the footballing world became more and more cash-orientated, Barcelona were drifting behind and needed a major influx of money to ensure their position as one of Europe's greats. Luckily for them, in 2011, their status intrigued the human rights cesspit that is Qatar, whose sports investment group paid them a healthy €150 million over 5 years. It seems that money takes precedent over principle for Barcelona, as UNICEF's logo was pushed to the back of the shirt to make way for the Qatar Foundation and later Qatar Airways on the front. Nowadays, Japan-based Rakuten sponsor the shirt, paying $200 million for the 3-season privilege. However, this is hardly an improvement, as Rakuten were found in 2014 to be the largest sellers of whale meat and elephant ivory in the world. 1. Success. Nothing provokes envy more than success, and so it's Barcelona's trophy cabinet which makes its way in at number 1. Barca are credited as the first team in Spain to win the treble and the first club in Europe to win a second treble, both of them coming in the last decade. And you can see why British clubs and their fans have developed a particular distaste for the Catalans. Since their loss to United in the 2008 Champions League final, Barcelona have only lost 3 times in 22 games against British opposition. The most memorable, and arguably the funniest, was the injustice at Stamford Bridge in the 2009 semi-final, which set Barca on their way to be crowned champions. But it was principally Barca's golden period under Pep Guardiola which made the rest of the world green with jealousy. As well as winning the treble, Messi scored 91 goals in a calendar year, Pep won the league 3 times on the bounce, and 2 Barcelona Academy graduates combined to win the 2010 World Cup for Spain. Haters gonna hate. So thanks for watching to the end of our video. Make sure you like it, of course, and subscribe to the channel beneath. If you want to watch another video, click right here.